Get ready to embark on a wild, spine-tingling ride through a decade of cinematic oddities. In this deep dive into 1970s horror, we're unveiling 5 outrageously insane movies guaranteed to leave you both bewildered and bewitched. If you enjoy breakdowns of bizarre films, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more offbeat adventures. Stick around until the very end for a special shout-out and a request for your hidden gem suggestions. If you've ever wondered what would happen if NASA astronauts brought home something a little extra from space, The Incredible Melting Man answers that question in the goopiest way possible. Directed by William Sachs, this low-budget spectacle follows Steve West, an astronaut who survives a deep space mission gone horribly wrong. Unfortunately, he returns to Earth with a horrific condition. His skin is melting at an alarming rate, and to stay alive, he needs to consume human flesh. Yes, he's essentially a radioactive zombie dripping all over the place, and boy, is it disgusting. What makes this film stand out isn't just its absurd premise but the incredible practical effects by Rick Baker. The melting sequences are a grotesque ballet of oozing flesh, exposed muscle, and sloughing skin that would make even the most seasoned horror fan squirm. The movie blends schlocky dialogue, hilarious overacting, and an oddly tragic tone, making it a must-watch for fans of so bad it's good horror.
Something's come up, General. It's about Steve.
There's got to be a simple explanation.
I can use the Geiger counter. I can follow his trail with it.
Mansion? Check. Mysterious host? Check. A group of unsuspecting visitors who start dropping like flies? Oh, you bet. The Legacy is a wildly entertaining mix of supernatural horror and murder mystery, starring Catherine Ross and Sam Elliott, whose on-screen chemistry helps elevate this gothic nightmare. The plot follows Maggie and Pete, an American couple vacationing in England who find themselves lured into a lavish countryside estate. Their host, Jason Mountolive, is an enigmatic figure with a secret that involves an ancient blood pact. Soon, the other guests start dying in bizarre ways, from drowning in a locked room to choking on a chicken bone as if possessed by an unseen force. It's got all the hallmarks of a sinister inheritance story, complete with a creepy nurse and eerie paintings. What makes The Legacy shine is its atmosphere. The film has an old-school haunted house vibe, but instead of jump scares, it leans into slow-building dread. The deaths are surprisingly inventive, and the final twist cements it as an underrated gem of 70s horror. Plus, watching Sam Elliott with a full mustache fighting off supernatural forces is worth the watch alone.
To each he has given anything.
He will fulfill every whim.
And everything.
Every fancy.
They've ever desired.
Every dream.
Now they've been reunited for one last time. Each to receive one last gift. The Legacy.
You, I bequeath my power, my knowledge, and my estate.
But only one can receive the Legacy.
A psychological ghost story dripping in sorrow, Full Circle is an unsettling slow burn that sticks with you. Starring Mia Farrow, the film follows Julia, a grieving mother who moves into a new home after the accidental death of her daughter. But the house has a past, and soon, Julia starts experiencing occurrences that suggest something, or someone, wants her attention. What makes Full Circle so effective is its oppressive sense of melancholy. This is a film that wraps around you like a cold fog, sinking into your bones with every whispered voice and shadowy figure. The cinematography is bleak and atmospheric, perfectly complementing Julia's descent into paranoia and uncanny horror. It's a film about loss, guilt, and the haunting power of the past, both literally and figuratively. And let's talk about that ending. No spoilers, but let's just say it's one of the most chilling conclusions in 70s horror. If you love ghost stories with a tragic heart, Full Circle is a must-see.
Drink this.
Bryce, what's the matter with him?
She's choking. There's something in her throat. Katie?
Dad, are you all right?
Imagine being trapped in a coma while secretly possessing terrifying psychic powers. That's Patrick, an Australian horror classic that turns medical horror into a deeply disturbing nightmare. The film follows a nurse, Kathy, who begins working at a private hospital where one patient stands out: Patrick, a young man who's been in a vegetative state for years. But despite his unresponsive appearance, Patrick has telekinetic abilities that allow him to manipulate the world around him, including people. His obsession with Kathy escalates, leading to a series of deadly encounters that prove just how dangerous a mind untethered from its body can be. Patrick is pure terror. The film's unnerving score, Patrick's unblinking stare, and the escalating tension create an ambience that grips you tight. It's also one of the first Australian horror films to gain international recognition, paving the way for Ozploitation classics to come. If you like your horror with a dose of psychological dread, Patrick is a wild ride.
Doctor, it's Patrick. You know it's him, don't you?
He's playing dead. Or is he? He isn't dead. He isn't alive.
What do you call it when someone has the power to make things move around the room without touching them?
Magic.
I don't think you are cut out to be a nurse in an institution like this.
It's because of Patrick, isn't it? It's because I know too much. Brian, he's going to think I'm mad unless you say something.
Mrs. Jackard, please, let's not complicate this any further, will you?
Wait here.
You won't believe what Patrick does to people.
160 pounds of limp meat hanging off a comatose brain. Can you imagine anything less aware than that?
Now, Patrick, with all 5 senses cut off, if there is such a thing as a 6th sense, he's had 3 years to develop a beauty.
Spend a night with Patrick. If you dare.
And here we are at number 1, folks. If you think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the pinnacle of deranged backwoods horror, let me introduce you to Tourist Trap, a movie so deeply horrifying, it feels like a waking fever dream. The setup is classic slasher territory. A group of young travelers find themselves stranded near an isolated roadside attraction run by the eccentric Mr. Slauson. But this isn't your typical funhouse. This place is filled with mannequins. And these mannequins move. They talk. They scream. What makes Tourist Trap so nightmarish is its dreamlike aura. It doesn't play by conventional horror rules. Instead, it dives headfirst into surreal terror, making you question what's real and what's an illusion. The special effects, while dated, only add to the disconcerting quality, giving everything an off-kilter, uncanny valley feeling. Chuck Connors delivers a mesmerizingly creepy performance as Mr. Slauson, who might be controlling the mannequins with telekinesis. If you want a film that feels like it crawled out of the darkest corner of your subconscious, Tourist Trap is essential viewing. It's weird, wild, and utterly unforgettable.
Every year, hundreds of young people travel the country and disappear. Tourist Trap, where beautiful young people looking for excitement are tricked.
Let go!
Tourist Tourist Trap. Terror you can feel. Heart-stopping suspense that makes this the nightmare that never ends. Something crazy's going on at the Tourist Trap.
Before you head off into the night with these cinematic curiosities, we'd love to know what hidden horror masterpieces we might have missed. Share your suggestions in the comments below and explore our expansive movies playlists for more eerie escapades. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with our regularly updated deep dives into the world of horror. Your input fuels our journey through the bizarre and the wonderful. So keep the ideas coming and stay tuned for more scary adventures.